How's it going, everyone? Got a bunch of JRPG updates to go over in this video. Most notably, we've got a bit of an update on Granblue Fantasy Relink. The next major update has been dated, and more details are going to be announced very, very soon. We'll talk about that. Unicorn Overlord is a game that I think timing-wise is just seeing an unfortunate release right after the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but what can you do? I think the game looks great, and we do have a brand new trailer for the game, so we'll talk about that. And Tokyo Game Show 2024 has been outlined. We'll talk about that at the end of this video. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to ask you guys, please like this video and do leave a comment with your thoughts. It really does help out the channel a lot, and it is much appreciated. But first of all, Granblue Fantasy Relink, which is a game that was received really well, seemed to do incredibly well commercially as well, has a consistent core player base on top of that, which is paramount for a game like this, received well on Steam, will be getting its next update, version 1.1.0. The update will be launching March the 14th, and it will be adding the Luciolus boss battle. Now, this is going to be a boss battle that is going to be extremely challenging, and what was noted is publisher Cygames and developer Cygames Osaka will release the version 1.1.0 update on March 14th, and more details about the update will be announced during the Granblue Fantasy 10th Anniversary Special live stream. That'll be happening on March the 9th, so more information is going to be coming very, very shortly. As far as the update goes, it was initially noted as our first update will be releasing an incredibly difficult quest featuring Luciolus. It is one of the most challenging quests in the game, which means he will take a lot of preparation to take down. The thing is, the game has been out for quite a while now, so I imagine most of you guys have those preparations made. This fight is not a part of the Granblue Fantasy Relink storyline, of course, but is more of a simulation of the final showdown with Luciolus from 000. The impossible difficulty Luciolus from mobile Granblue Fantasy has all the elements of a challenging RPG fight. We wanted to take those elements and translate them into Granblue Fantasy Relink's brand of action, all while recreating the animations and badass vibe of the original. I think we were successful in reproducing something action game fanatics will really be able to sink their teeth into, and we are not lying when we say it's challenging. It is extremely tough, so that is going to be a very nice update to check out. If you have yet to buy the game, I would highly recommend it. I know that it's been an incredibly competitive time for your JRPG dollar, as well as just your time in terms of how much time you have. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth just dropped today, so I don't know how many of you guys are looking to jump back into Granblue Fantasy Relink right now. If you're still playing the game, whatever the deal is, there's definitely an audience that's been consistent with the game and still playing it. There's 43,000 concurrent players on Steam, which, comparatively speaking to some of the other games we've covered, obviously isn't an immensely high number, but for a game like this where a larger audience is certainly on PlayStation for a game like this, that's still a very successful number. 23,000 Steam reviews as well, 90% positive. It was looking dicey as far as a Steam reception standpoint for a little while. It was mixed, I believe, and now swung all the way up to 23,000 reviews and 90% positive. Just really, really well received. And hopefully, that paints a pretty solid picture for Granblue in the future as well. I don't know how many updates they're planning to roll out. Outside of the initial update, we do know that there's going to be an update in April and one more update in May. That's what's been noted as far as what's to come up until May. April will have version 1.2.0, and then May will have version 1.3.0, and May hasn't been revealed. In April, we do have the addition of 2 new characters, so hopefully that'll be something to sink your teeth into as well. But for now, you'll have this update, which will include the Luciolus battle, and will certainly be something I think a lot of people are going to be excited about. And come March 14th, I think a lot of you guys are going to be absolute fiends with FF7 Rebirth, that by that date, maybe you'll finish the game by then. Who knows? Or you're just going to be looking to juggle another game, and why not go back into Granblue Fantasy Relink, try out a very difficult boss battle. And again, more details on that will be coming March the 9th, and we'll certainly cover that as we get to that date coming out of that stream. Moving on from that, Unicorn Overlord, Joseph's Guide to Combat. A trailer has dropped highlighting some of the tactics-based combat for Unicorn Overlord, and man, I gotta say, from a gameplay standpoint, the game looks great. If you're into tactics-based games, this looks like a really well-thought-out game that also seems to be something that has depth to it while being accessible on top of that. And obviously, when you talk about a Vanillaware game, man, the stylish presentation in the game shines through, and it looks absolutely fantastic from a visual presentation standpoint. Vanillaware is always gonna have that as a drawing card for them, and Unicorn Overlord shines as far as that's concerned. The game looks great, and there is a free demo available now on all platforms. Initially came out on Switch, now available on PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series. strangely enough, getting an Xbox release, no PC release. Vanillaware hasn't dropped their games on PC ever, and I feel like they're just missing out not doing that, given that games like 13 Sentinels, games like Muramasa, I mean, Muramasa just needs a remaster, let's be honest here. I know we got Muramasa Rebirth on the PlayStation Vita, but we need that game accessible on more platforms, Odin Sphere, etc., etc. Not saying they'd light the world on fire on PC, but I do think they do pretty damn well, and I think they're just missing a solid revenue stream there for a Steam release of all those games. I think at some point it will happen, just for some odd reason it hasn't yet. Won't be happening with Unicorn Overlord. Game is out on March the 8th, again, next Friday. I think timing-wise, most of you guys are still going to be knee-deep into FF7 by then, and yeah, I do think that's going to hurt the sales a little bit, but what can you do? I mean, we came off a week that we had the release of Persona 3 Reload and Granblue Fantasy Relink, and it seemed like both of those games did click. You know, the JRPG fans, especially the ones that Unicorn Overlord is going to target, it's going to be the more hardcore JRPG audience, so maybe it's going to be an audience that's going to end up buying the game even if they are playing FF7 Rebirth, and they'll just end up juggling both games. You know, it is what it is as far as competition. You're never going to escape that, but in this case, it's literally the biggest JRPG of the year that you're not going up against directly, but a week after. I do think that's a little dicey. Lastly, I do want to know, Tokyo Game Show 2024 has been outlined. Trailblaze the world with gaming, to be held from September 26th till the 29th, and they're noting Trailblaze the world with gaming. Key features note global exhibitors and visitors. In recent years, almost half of the exhibitors at Tokyo Game Show have been from foreign countries. TGS 2024 is actively pursuing to attract even more overseas visitors by organizing promotional events in major Asian cities. Largest and updated layout as well. The layout is updated and large-scale booths are decentralized to maximize the number of available booths and avoid crowding. TGS will provide a platform to accommodate as many exhibitors as possible while improving the venue environment and in-depth news to a wider audience. Tokyo Game Show 24 is planning to invite journalists and influencers from Japan and worldwide, with a system allowing them to contact exhibitors before TGS to request interviews and trial play of games. So TGS, always a great show. Always, if you're into Japanese titles, you'll see a lot of cool games showcased. Sometimes some of those sleepers also get revealed, and now with more games than ever from Japan also coming stateside, we're talking, you know, obviously the Final Fantasies of the world are always going to come stateside, but a lot of the times you had delayed releases, and that's still the case with titles like Legend of Heroes and Ys, but you're seeing more global releases, which is great, and a lot of smaller scale titles coming out of Japan, coming stateside as well and being localized, which is always great to see. But that'll be held in September, and certainly when we get to that, we'll cover it. But that'll do it for me. Again, Granblue Fantasy Relink will be getting a major update come March the 14th, and we'll know more about that come March the 9th as a part of the anniversary stream. Very excited about that. Luciolus, an extremely tough boss fight, will be added, and of course, April, May updates will be coming as well. Unicorn Overlord, have that game on your radar. Even if you're not picking up day one, try out the demo. I know most of you guys are busy with FF7 now, but I think that's going to be a JRPG worthwhile to check out. And Tokyo Game Show will be happening September 26th until the 29th. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.